Have you recently received a call that your service member has been seriously injured or very seriously injured? Are you struggling to prepare your child for the emotional impact of visiting the service member in the hospital? If so, you can deal with these challenges by preparing your child for their first visit to their wounded warrior's bedside. No one knows how your child will react. However, understanding your child's emotional needs, planning ahead, and providing support before, during, and after the initial visit may set the tone for how he or she will interact on future visits. Seeing a seriously injured person can be emotionally distressing to children and teenagers. One aspect of preparing young people for the experience is knowing how to communicate with children of different ages. According to the Center for the Study of Traumatic Stress, young children are less likely than a teenager to need to know details about the injury. Depending on your child's age, use language that he or she will understand. Describe the injury from a child's point of view. Younger children may find it helpful if you show where your wounded warrior is injured by using a doll, puppet, or other props. Be aware of certain disclosures when talking to younger children. Do not give details to a child who is not ready to hear them. School-age children, preteens, and teenagers are able to understand certain concepts and definitions. This will make it easier to explain certain medical terminology. Also, teenagers may feel as though they are being drawn back into their parents' lives at a time when they are learning to become independent. Parents or guardians should not expect a teenager to take on an adult role in the family now that the service member is wounded. Regardless of your child's age, reassure him or her that your wounded warrior is still the same person, even though he or she may look different. Comfort your child by letting him or her know that it is okay to be angry, frightened, or sad. Knowing what actions to take before, during, and after your child's first visit to your wounded warrior's bedside will help all members of the family cope with the situation. Using age-appropriate language, describe the hospital setting to your child. Talk about the medical equipment and what it does. Describe how your wounded warrior may look, especially if his or her appearance has changed. Teach your child the medical terminology associated with your wounded warrior's injury. Arrange for your child to meet with your wounded warrior's medical team. The team can answer any questions the child may have in an age-appropriate manner. Schedule the visit when you will not need to discuss other business and can focus solely on your child and your service member. Reassure your child that it is okay to communicate by telephone, emails, or letters if he or she is not ready to go to the hospital. Allow your child to hug or touch your wounded warrior if it is okay with the medical team. Identify and respond to your child's emotional signals. Do not force your child to go near your wounded warrior if he or she does not want to. Bring pictures, drawings, flowers from your child to make your wounded warrior feel better. Prepare your wounded warrior for the strong emotions your child may experience when seeing him or her for the first time. Reinforce relationships among family members by doing activities that involve your child and your wounded warrior. Keep the hospital visit short. Your child may become uncomfortable or bored if a visit lasts too long. Limit disruptions to your child's routine. Continuity represents stability. Engage in hopeful, future-oriented activities with your child. If your child is not coping well with your wounded warrior's condition, make sure he or she develops positive coping strategies, such as getting involved in extracurricular activities to manage sadness, sorrow, and anxiety. Recognize behavioral changes. If your child is young, he or she may become clingy and return to old habits, such as thumb sucking or bedwetting. Seek professional advice if you have an older child or teen who begins to exhibit headaches, stomach aches, or aggression, or begins to do poorly in school and engages in risk-taking behaviors as a way of coping with your wounded warrior's injury. Talk to your child's teacher about the changes in your child's life, especially if your child is experiencing behavioral changes. Listen and respond to your child's needs. Children are good at telling you what they need. It may be difficult to prepare your child for his or her first visit to your wounded warrior's bedside, no matter their age. However, understanding their needs and providing support before, during, and after the initial visit may set the tone for future visits during the recovery process.